So this is a way of working the language that crushes all the existing ones on Earth, and I crush them all just with my childish hands. Yeah, I work this way while communicating with people is the equivalent of reading hundreds of books a month. Yeah, that's great. Once you have mastered the first one, you will work like this with me. You'll master French in less than a year. You're already on the right track. If you can do that, all you need now is the keyboard shortcuts with the auto mouse click software. By using this software and knowing how to configure it, you can simply have the pleasure of improvising in your native language and translate every time while having a discussion with me, for example. The idea is just to have your hands only on the keyboard, or other tasks are automated. From there, you can follow up with someone who uses the same job and just do the talking as you get used to it and familiarize yourself with it. So just converse and enjoy. The simple fact of communicating with someone makes us read our own improvisations. Now that you know all this, remember that conversations made with this manual can also be used as a work support, because there's everything, all word in both languages and translation in both languages, true text in both languages. So you can do instant reading, you can do the instant reading. What I call instant reading is when you listen and read exactly at the same time and at the same moment as a statement. I trained my brain to become bilingual in an extremely fast way and in record time, thanks to the protocol I developed to learn languages. You can also make your own best of, which means that you keep the conversations that you are most emotionally passionate about and you work on them. You have to be as emotionally involved as possible. The stronger the emotion, the less you will need to repeat words and grammatical structures to assimilate them. I use all the mechanisms of the brain to optimize my learning. There's still a lot to know. You seem to have figured out a lot of things already. It is necessary to train what I call the natural reading, to work in such a way that nobody can make the difference between a spontaneous and natural reading and enunciation. You already have very good level of your natural reading in French. Congratulations. So, reading should be easy. Yes, reading should be easy, second nature. The way of writing through this way of working should not be different from your way of improvising and expressing yourself. So you transfer your imprint from your mother tongue to your learning language. Training your brain in what I call natural reading is essential to work well in this mode. Good news for you. Your natural reading is already really good, I think. When you work like this, it is important to almost forget that you are translating. You simply say things with the same feeling as much as possible. The focus is on the feeling and on what you feel and what you want to say or hear. And you seem to understand these things very well. So speaking a language is not an end. It is a means to communicate, a tool. It is in the respect of this truth that we work a language. We don't practice to practice. We practice because we want to say something to someone. So, when using this key, keep in mind that communication is an end in itself. Not practicing the language. Communicating your ideas isn't the end. Practicing the language is the tool. In a year I've been here, you seem to be the best. So, if you want session with me, all you have to do is ask, sharing what you are, and feeling the same things, keeping the same feeling in both languages. Another important thing is to talk to native speakers who speak your language and are passionate about your native language and vice versa. On this basis, there's always something to say and feel as you learn your language, your learning language with a native speaker. What I do is teach French to native English speakers by speaking in both languages. I simply show that I embody my teaching on my YouTube videos. Yeah, you seem to be the right kind of partner for me. The amazing thing is that by communicating in this way, the brain remembers which word or group of words corresponds to what in the other language, which is extremely important. And without necessarily working on it directly, the brain retains it so quickly and creates the neural circuits for a perfectly bilingual brain. And what's great is that automatically you learn according to the frequency of words you really need corresponding to your own way of speaking in your native language. My method literally is the best training to become a translator. It makes it possible to create mirror neurons in record time. I'm not only a linguist and language teacher, I'm also passionate about scientists. I therefore know very well how the brain works. Otherwise, I'd never have been able to develop such a protocol. Otherwise, I'd not have had this world record, becoming a translator in 4 weeks. Otherwise, probably not bilingual in less than a year and a half.